Talk about fucking gay motherfuckers, homos, and faggots.
No, a lot of times I need to shut the fuck up. It's just,
Why don't you?
I don't know, man. It be hard.
So, like, fuck your kid.
Squeeze my tiny ass up in this. Upstage these bitches up in here. You like this girl? Cute.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of On the Line. It's your boy Chris Avalon, and guess what? Basically, in case you never watched the show before, how you doing? By the way, On the Line is basically a show that we just jump on real quick and we just hit on some hot button topics that are exploding on the internet right now and what people are talking about. And I just want to give my opinion on it. So we got 3 topics that we're going to get to. But before we do, I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Also, be sure to click like, subscribe to all my little handles down below to follow me whenever and then get a notification on my YouTube channel, which we are live from, by the way, when I have new videos popping up. So you can leave your comments, all that good stuff. I do respond back. So once again, thank you all for watching. All my little handlies right there. We're going to talk about Miss Boosie boy ass in a minute and him and the crazy triggering shit he just said to Lil Nas X in a moment. But I had to talk about that little clip in the beginning when he did with Mike Tyson a couple of months back. I was like, yeah, why don't you shut the fuck up and mind your business? But people can't seem to not assert themselves and things they got to do with them. So we got 3 topics we're going to talk about. The Boosie boy ass video and comment we're going to get to. That'll be the first topic. But we're also going to talk about Michael Myers is being accused of being homophobic. That I can't wait to talk about that one. And of course, I want to give my comments about in the new Halloween Kills movie, in case you're wondering like what we're insinuating. And then also Billy Porter and his comments about Harry Styles on the Vogue cover. So without further ado, let's get right into our main topic, which is so Boosie Boy Ass had some shit to say about Lil Nas X once again, but I'm gonna set a pretext. Lil Nas X came and went online and trolled him yet again because you want to know something? Miss Boosie always seems to have something to say every time Nazi has, is out here just doing what he's doing, winning awards, performing at award shows, dropping music videos that are provoking controversy, but also provoke thought. And it seems to be bothering this former jailbird. So before we get to all the other stuff, I want to show y'all a clip of Lil Nas X online with his trolling, which he does very well, I might add, over on Twitter. Roll the clip. Oh, well, I have to give him a second. So, so basically, okay, so, yeah. So Nas went online, just to give you a little pretext, as we were saying before, had some things to say. So once again, let's roll that clip. Because now we're ready.
So I've been working on this song with Lil Boosie, bro. I had this song with Lil Boosie finna come out. Shit, fire, ain't even lie for it. Goddamn, song with Lil Boosie finna come out. Song with Lil Boosie finna come out.
So it's obvious based on what he said that, okay, must we really do that outside right now? Fucking neighbors. But anyway, so it's obviously clear in the situation that Lil Nas X does not have a song coming out with Miss Boosie. What he was doing was saying, I have a song coming out. I need him to come out. So basically was saying, come out of the closet, which is basically what we've all been saying, because every time, because people who are well within their whole sexual orientation and comfortable in their own skin aren't sitting out here worrying about who someone is sleeping with, what people are doing in privacy in their own bedroom. They should be worrying about their own self. Or better yet, what he should be worrying about is the fact that he hired a female sex worker in order to have sex with his teenage son, I guess, in order to make sure his son didn't come out being a big old faggot. So that was his situation. That's what you should be focusing on. But of course, let's just say Miss Boosie boy ass decided, took the bait, had no problem clapping back, and this is what he said. So he said, "Stop trolling me, F word, LOL. You a whole bitch playing with a gangster." Yeah, okay, ma'am. SMH, you can keep sucking D and getting F in your A in peace, and in parentheses, you hate yourself. I would too if I were you. Well, clearly you do hate yourself, because you're saying I would hate me too if I were you. But it's clear as day that you clearly hate yourself. When someone says things like this, like you told someone to kill themselves, this to me is hate speech. And it shouldn't take that someone on a lower level, like if somebody says any little thing, like people like myself and other people who aren't like well known, but we're known in our own right, when we say little things, it immediately gets us put in Facebook jail. And it's not even, it's like, it could be just us clapping back to people who are hating on us about comments or commentary that they say, or I'm trying to tell people in a way that what you're saying is ignorant, it's wrong, it gets reported, we get taken down. But Boosie gets to go around and people like him get to spew all kinds of hate speech, whether it's racist, homophobic, transphobic, whatever the case is. It gets to stay up, no problem, until it's reported to the point where it gets bad and then they have to take action. He's already been kicked off Instagram. I'm not sure if he's on Facebook, but Twitter should be the next ban. He should be not allowed to have a platform at all. And I understand, there's, and what was bothering me in the comments was that people will say, well, if Nas didn't come out and say stuff and poke the bear, then Boosie wouldn't have said nothing. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is this boy is continuously bullied by this creep, by this asshole who has clearly nothing going on. You should be focused on your music that nobody's buying, instead of focus on this kid who has a platform to lift up young Black gay men and people within the community. That's what Nas is worrying about. You should be focused on your own thing. Or maybe what you need to do is come all the way out the goddamn closet and stop trying to hide behind Lil Nas X. Because clearly I feel like you just mad because you can't live your life the way this boy can. But I heard he also doubled down on it. But I'm like, it's too little too late. We already know what you believe. We already know where you stand as a person. And we know you don't like gay people. I don't understand why, the first word, he automatically went to was calling him the F word. And automatically jumps to getting it up the ass and sucking dick and all this other shit. And then not only that, he didn't only just go in on Lil Nas X. He had something to say about Jussie Smollett too. I don't know if we have the screenshots of those, but I got them here. So he went and posted something or another. Someone wrote, "Why is he obsessed with gays?" And then he put, "It's not a narrative, it's a pattern. You can scope out his live videos too. He just does weird shit. That's why at least I myself call it an obsession." And then he posted something with Jussie Smollett's photo, where he put, it was a picture of Jussie Smollett sleeping, and he posted, "That dick make you do some crazy shit. SMH, don't blame him. Hashtag it's powerful, eggplant. Hashtag real shit though." I'm like, well, somebody must know a whole lot about what dick does to somebody, because you must be in a big old bottom when your ass was locked up. So my thing is this: real people who are comfortable in their own sexuality aren't out here, and this is why I'm just bringing it to a close. Real people who are out here, real men who are out here, these so-called gangsters, because y'all ain't no real gangster, you a gangster bitch, that's what you are. But real gangsters or real men out here aren't worrying about, I'll just say men. Real men aren't out here aren't concerned what other men are doing in the privacy in their own bedroom because they got other things they got to worry about. They got other things that they're concerned about. They're not worrying about who some other man is sleeping with. So whatever situation happened to you in jail, maybe you need to get you a therapist and you need to figure out what you need to do to work on your own self and worry less about what Nas is over here doing because Nas at the end of the day is still winning while you're basically lashing onto this boy's booty hole and his butt plug for some fame and some notoriety. So have a seat, ma'am, and have a good day. Now, moving right along. Yeah, since we can move along from a little suspect. We're going to move on and talk about Michael Myers. So Halloween Kills is out and in theaters, doing what it does. It's already made its coins. You know, I watched it like 4 times already. I love the movie. You know, I have my trepidations with this. Still issues I have with the film. Like the dialogue's a little weak. The flow of the film is just a bit all over the place. But other than that, it's a solid film. I like the film. I like some of the commentary that they brought up in it, like the whole mob mentality and all that good stuff. It's definitely a film that you should check out, especially since Halloween is coming up this week. It's definitely a movie that people should see in the theater. But if you don't have time to get to a theater, definitely see it on Peacock and then cancel your subscription after because Peacock ain't got shit on there. Quiet as it's kept. But so there's a point that if you haven't seen the film, spoiler alert, maybe you can skip to the other part or mute it. But there's a point in the film where there's a couple, a gay couple, who get murdered by Michael Myers. And we have, you know, some LGBTQ representation, and people are saying that Michael Myers is homophobic. So there's a shot, Michael Myers is homophobic, #Halloween Kills, and there's basically a scene of Big John. The couple is called Big John and Little John. And so they're, you know, they have Michael basically, after he kills both of them, he kills one by gouging one's eyes out, and stabs him in the I think in the ribs. And then the other one, he basically just puts a bunch of knives up in him because he sees his husband on the floor, and he goes to help him, and then Michael's looking out the window. What we should put in the preface is the fact that this gay couple bought Michael's childhood home. So Michael's whole goal is escaping the mental institution, which he did in the 2018 movie. And he's trying to make his way, of course, because he got trapped in Laurie's you know, home where it was burning. He gets out of the home, and then he's making his way to the Myers home. That's his whole goal. It just so happens a gay couple bought the Myers house, so they get killed. So when people going around saying that Michael Myers homophobic, y'all need to cut that shit out. Number one, Michael is an equal opportunity serial killer. He does not care what your sexual orientation is. He does not care what your gender is. He doesn't care what your race is. Black people get it in this movie. Women get it in this movie. Old people get it in this movie. Kids get it in this movie. Everybody is on, you know, everybody is up for grabs. But that's the next story. Everybody is up for grabs in this movie. And if you've paid attention to the old Halloween films, what he does is he likes to play around with the people that he killed. So he toys with them. He'll stab you. He'll like examine what he's done. It's almost like he's creating art. And if you remember in the original movie, like when he killed all of Laurie's friends, he dressed them all up. He had Judith Meyer's tombstone on the bed, had Annie laid out on the bed, spread out like it was his sister. This is Big John and Little John, by the way. Well, Little John is a taller one. Big John is a shorter one, which I thought was cute, by the way. And what he does is he props them up. He styles them, and you know, once he kills you, he like styles you up and positions you in all kinds of ways. And what I thought was kind of cute and morbid is that when he killed this couple, he had them basically positioned the same way that they were positioned in a loving moment in a photo that was on the dresser. So he basically laid them up the same way. So it's kind of like, it was cute, but it was morbid. But if we're calling, oh yeah, Michael McDonald was Stewart from Mad TV. That's what I got a kick out of. I had no problem. Like, I didn't even think about it in that way. And this is a gay man coming at you that loves horror films. I don't understand why we went there. Maybe it's because it was a slow news day and the people just want to go on social media and just create some drama where there wasn't any. But If all you got from this new Halloween movie is that Michael Myers is homophobic, then you clearly was not watching the goddamn same movie that the rest of us was watching. So, as a horror fan, movie is not homophobic. Michael Myers is not homophobic. Y'all need to cut that shit out. Because there's a lot of people that's in this film that are gay advocates, specifically Jamie Lee Curtis, who just spoke openly about her daughter coming out as trans. So cut that shit out. Now, moving right along, still see Halloween Kills, by the way. Now, moving right along, our last story that I want to get to is Billy Porter. So Billy Porter is calling out Vogue for featuring Harry Styles on as the first male to wear a dress on its front cover. Now, 52-year-old pose icon told the Sunday Times that he is in no way dragging the 27-year-old, but it kind of sounds like you are, but simply feels the One Direction singer hasn't put in the work when it comes to rallying against gender expectations the same way he has. Now, what he said was the following. He says, I'm not dragging Harry Styles, but he is the one you're going to try and use to represent this new conversation. He doesn't care. He's just doing it because it's the thing to do. This is politics for me. This is my life. I had to fight my entire life to get to a place where I could wear a dress to the Oscars and not be gunned down. All he has to do is be white and straight. I changed the whole game. I personally changed the whole game. Yeah, because I'm seeing periods of BS. So I can imagine he was just like clapping, snapping the neck. You know how the black girls do. And that is not ego. That is just fact. It kind of is ego, Billy. But we're going to move on. I was the first one doing it, and now everybody is doing it. I feel like the fashion industry has accepted me because they have to. It's not necessarily convinced, and here's why. I created the conversation about gender fluid fashion, and yet Vogue has put Harry Styles, a straight white man, in a dress on the cover for the first time. Well, guess what? A lot of people did not like what we had to say, and the LGBTQ community got on Twitter and let him have it. But I will say this, while it does make sense that, yes, you're using fashion and gender fluid fashion as a way to provoke thought and controversy and maybe get people talking, if that's what you're necessarily doing, I mean, if that's what you're trying to do, then kudos to you. I don't think Harry Styles is doing it. I think Harry Styles is someone who identifies as gender fluid and likes to mix and match between the masculine and the feminine. But you are not the first, because if you were, you're pretty much disregarding many of those who came before you, like Freddie Mercury, like Grace Jones, like Annie Lennox, and who have done a lot of androgynous fashion. You're overlooking people like Sylvester, who was one of the first Black queens that I could think of that was out here dressing in women's clothes on stage and singing. You forget about David Bowie. David Bowie is a huge influence in the fashion world in regards of, well, music and fashion and dressing in different, dressing androgynally. You also forgot RuPaul. RuPaul was one of the first to go mainstream. He was a drag queen and wore dresses on the red carpet until he got to a point where he would dress. He was like, okay, well, now I'm no longer doing the whole thing of dressing in drag on the red carpet unless I'm getting paid. So the only time you see him get in drag is when he's doing his shows. When you see him on red carpets, when you see him on talk shows, and he's not getting paid for it, he is not dressing up as a woman. He is in the Pee Wee Herman suits, and that's what he's doing. So, one user said he didn't invent that concept. He wasn't the first one to do it. This just seems like bitter jealousy that he hasn't gotten a Vogue cover yet. And another person wrote, while I understand Billy's sentiment, I'm looking at two cis individuals once again put non-binary in a box as if it's a third gender and not a literal identity. What exactly is non-binary fashion? That's a good question. And then openly bisexual Walking Dead star Daniel Newman criticized Porter by saying, how gross and sad of Billy Porter to demean groundbreaking Vogue cover stars like RuPaul and trans icons like Laverne Cox's Vogue cover and non-binary and trans stars globally and Harry Styles just because Billy wasn't given the cover. Very disappointed to hear. And that's what it sounds like in so many ways, that it's sour grapes because you were not given the cover. But to me, it's like, yes, you have pretty much been given a huge platform thanks to Pose. Pose has given you a platform that you have not had throughout your career. You were a Broadway star, you started in smaller independent films, and then you also did a couple of episode TV shows like Law & Order SVU. and other shows based in New York. So you've never really had that big explosion until you played Pray Tell on Pose. And Billy's an amazing talent. I love his projects. I love I love what he's about, and I love that he's getting that he has this platform to create more content, and that he's going to be able to produce and do all that he needs to do. However, this argument just sounds like sour grapes. You are not the first. I get that you want to be on the cover of Vogue, but there needs to be a reason for you to be on the cover of Vogue. And I feel like, okay, you had the Cinderella movie that came and went. Pose would have been a good thing. You are pushing boundaries, I believe, in fashion, but I don't know, whatever reason that is, maybe you need to hit up Anna Wintour and them people over up there and figure out why you haven't been given a cover. Maybe because Harry Styles has a bigger following. Harry Styles is young, white, and male. And a lot of girls like him. A lot of guys like him. And he has a body where he can wear gender fluid fashion. So there could be a bunch of factors that play into that. But maybe what you need to do is take your fight to Vogue and Anna Wintour and those people, and not necessarily to this kid. Because all Harry Styles wants to do is make music and look cute in a magazine cover and the music videos, and that's that. I don't see I've never heard Harry Styles ever want to take a political stance on anything. So it's a great conversation piece. But what I don't understand also is that maybe you should, maybe also what you could be doing is taking this opportunity to give a voice and speak up for those trans BIPOC people within the community who need it. Like we've been talking about Dave Chappelle and so many things that's been going on with that. Like, where's your voice for you to speak up for the community and the Dave Chappelle special? And that's what the real conversation should be had about, is that, that there's people out here who are causing harm to the trans BIPOC community, to the queer BIPOC community. So that's the conversation that maybe you should be jumping into, instead of fighting over a damn Vogue cover that was done almost a year ago. So I don't even understand what's the point of you even bringing this up. This shit happened, I think the cover was December of 2020. Like, why are we talking about it and it's almost December of 2021? So I don't understand why you bring up something a year later. But yeah, you have valid points, and it is what it is. And I like the fact that people are still bringing up, let's not exclude non-binary people. They have a reason to speak and all that good stuff. So at that point, that's all I gotta say on these topics. That's come to a close. That's all I gotta say, Gert. Thank you all for tuning in on this quick episode of On the Line. Tune in next time. If we got any more big topics that are going to come up, I will jump on the line and I will give my opinion, but I definitely want to hear what you guys got to say. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you think. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yes, please leave your comments, because I definitely want to hear what you all have to say about this. So until next time, love you all for watching. And like I said, until next time, ciao, darlings.
Pretty. I'm keeping my makeup on today because I feel pretty, bitch. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay.